So I'm doing some interesting experiments, as usual. But um, on this journey of weight loss and health improvement and fitness and longevity, so last few years, really diving into keto and intermittent fasting. And while those are both good for many things, and definitely keto too. Um, I'm going to try a new approach. So I do think intermittent fasting has its benefits, and if you can sort of front load your daily diet, in terms of like the more food you eat that in the morning, the beginning of the day. I think that's very important, and you'll notice a lot of differences. But I do think it's good. Like I've always said, don't starve yourself. That's not the Dragon Body diet, right? So, what I'm going to be experimenting is eating more food, but that being good food, eating more food, but the good stuff, fresh foods, whole foods, fresh vegetables, fresh fruits, things that are have a lot of nutrients and are very good for you and healthy, because the idea is um in terms of cleaning up the diet. And maybe it's not so much about fasting and eating less. While that will have fast benefits and swift things, what I noticed when I started intermittent fasting, the body will be starving sometimes. And I think we should feed ourselves when we're, like if you watch any of the videos I used to say about intermittent fasting, never starve yourself, right? Um, and you can have fast results. And there's a lot of information about people who have been very overweight lose a lot of weight fast. And also some interesting videos out there. I don't know if you watch these about fasting. Some people can go from average or pretty well built to shredded, like show all their muscles by fasting too. So it has its benefits, but how healthy is it for us to do that, right? This is the slow road to success that I'm talking about. And because I think fasting is like a quick fix, and it has its things. And if you can fast regularly, I think you can make very fast progress. But for me, it's not all about looks. It's also how healthy is my body, everything holistically. So I'm gonna shift gears a little bit and not emphasize fasting as much anymore. And for this next phase of developing the Dragon Body diet, just kind of take the angle of, if I'm hungry, what are the healthiest things I can be eating? Whole foods, whole fats, like avocados, right? Eggs, um, nuts, snacking on, walnuts, peanuts, almonds. I'm just gonna experiment a little bit, just to see. The more research, the more information I come across, realizing how important health is, and take a new angle. Because also, if we're eating a lot of healthy foods and whole fats and things like that, um, it's going to transform the gut microbiome, especially if it's all fresh foods, maybe some fresh juices, freshly made stuff. Because something I've kind of thought about that is overlooked a lot in diet and weight loss is sugar addiction, gut microbiome, um, parasites and bacteria, right? Because, what if there are parasites in the body that crave bad foods? And there's plenty of things we can eat that kill off parasites in the body. Sorry, I don't mean to scare people. I've seen some posts and some things about them like, oh, really scare me. So don't go too far down that rabbit hole. But it's something to think about, because what if in our gut microbiome are parasites controlling our urges to crave and eat things that make us more unhealthy because they're driving our behavior. They have hacked our neurochemistry and they influence our decision making. And there's plenty of ways, and part of cleaning up your diet will naturally kill off all these parasites. So I'm gonna go about like some different angles and look at gut microbiome and cleaning up your diet and cleaning up things internally, because I believe as we clean up things internally, we start to crave healthy things, getting the body to go from not being addicted to sugar or to carbs and all that junk. So all the keto stuff, like any good diet, I think talks about good foods like keto or whole foods and stuff. And yeah, yes, whole meats and things. I kind of side more with that. I know there's a lot behind like veganism and vegetarianism. Um, I don't know if it helps more for people who grow up like that, but for me, I need meats. Even I know there's a lot about milk people say is good and bad, but I kind of crave milk too when I see it as a source of protein. So that's just me. I stick with what works. I really love having a fresh cooked, fresh grilled meat or something with, that's what so much of my diet is. Definitely, I'm definitely like a carnivore type of dragon. Um, Not to say anything negative about herbivores, but I do think their diet though it's good to eat a lot of fresh veggies. And so what I mean is like freshly grown, not frozen. And so there's just a lot. So I'm just going to be experimenting more. Just want to make a quick little video update. And all right, let's see what happens.